Hello everyone, welcome back to the next part of our webtoon making series. Today, we are focusing on finishing technique for creating dark scenes. And just to be clear, darks doesn't always mean a night time. We are talking about emotional dark tones to bring that atmosphere into your art. Before we wrap up, I'm gonna do a quick promo for my webtoon. What would you do if you start dreaming about the death of someone you don't even know? Why even care? It's not your responsibility, but if that person actually end up dying, then what is it? It means you ignore your conscience, even though you had the chance to stop it. You can read my webtoon Hexagon on Canvas, basically a story about a middle schooler stuck in a moral dilemma. And as usual, since this is the finishing stage, the preparation work is pretty simple. Make sure you already have your webtoon panel ready, meaning the line art is clean and the coloring are fully done. Basically, you are starting from the panel that are already polished and ready for the final touch. Okay, let's get right into it. For my webtoon, the layer setup is super simple. It's just 3 sections: back, middle, and front. The back layer is for the background, and the middle layer is for character and any object they interact with. The front layer is for things like flower effects, textures, and other finishing accents. That's the basic structure I use to keep everything clean and easy to control. First, we are focusing on the background. Create a new layer under your character. I like to add a selection area so things doesn't get messy. Next, grab the gradient tool to set up your base lighting. Since the panel is open at the top, I'm making the bottom darker and letting it fade brighter upward. After that, make another layer on top and set it to multiply. Pick a darker color and use watercolor brush, the default one in Clip Studio, so no need to download anything. Just use and add texture and the gradient you just made. Once that's done, you can enhance the texture even more by applying the rough paper assets. Just open your assets library and search rough paper and drag it into your canvas. Don't forget to put it in a clipping group. Change the blending mode into overlay and lower the opacity a little bit. To push the tense atmosphere even more, add a speed lines. Just open the speed line tool and generate the lines. Similar to the gradient earlier, thin out the upper area using a low density eraser so it feels lighter toward the top. Once the background is done, you can move on to the character. Now let's be focused on the character. First, create a new layer and change it to multiply and clip it to the character. Pick a dark color, I'm using blue here, and apply it with the gradient tool for convenience. So you can totally use airbrush too if you prefer a softer control. Next, I'm going to add some effect for the character here. I'm gonna add a chromatic aberration effect. To do that, just simply duplicate your character folder and merge it as one layer, then apply the effect. Just go to Filter, Effect, and add chromatic aberration and adjust the intensity and the angle however you like. After that, you can add another set of speed lines for the foreground. Erase the upper part gradually, same trick as before, to keep the focus where you want it. Honestly, this is already enough, guys. You can darken the empty area of the panel to keep the mood consistent, and I'm also adding some simple foliage silhouette here. Just a black shape with white outline as decoration. Then I give them a little bit of texture using a gauze brush. For the next panel, since they are smaller, you don't need to go super detailed. Just add a dark overlay using multiply and add a little bit of texture, and that's more than enough to maintain the atmosphere. By the way, here is some extra tips for you. In these scenes, I want to show something ghostly. Let's just call it a Dementoris figure. So I'm adding a dark aura wrapping around the character. For the first steps, I sketched the flow of the aura. This sketch has actually been there since the storyboard phase, so I don't forget the direction later. After that, I use the smoke tool. You can download this brush from the asset library. Just draw the aura using the smoke tool. I'm using the black with white outline here to really push that dark, eerie vibes. The shapes start with big, that would be the head, and taper off toward the back like it has a tail. The same techniques works great for the fantasy effects too. Any scene where you need the swirling aura or magical shapes, just grab the right brush from the GSP asset and you are good to go. And here is the final result of this page. Next, let's start finishing a dark tone scene that actually has a background in it. As usual, start with color grading for both character and the background using gradient tool. The quick recipe for sad, heavy, or eerie scene is simple. Use cold color tone. So, yep, I'm using blue again. Since this is a larger panel, I'm giving it a little bit more detail, mainly by adding a lighting to the character. Essentially, the character only gets two things, a blue multiply gradient and some lighting, and that's it. After that, move back to the background and adjust the light-dark balance. You can add lighting effect or texture to enhance the mood. Now, for the lower part of the panel, I was honestly unsure whether to make it bright or dark. I wasn't sure if I wanted to interpret it as hope or regrets. In the end, I decided to go with the darkness, which gives this particular vibes. And honestly, that's fine. Reader will interpret that space however they want. For bonus, here I'm adding a dispersion effect. If you want to use this kind of effect too, here is how to do it. First, prepare the object you want to distort. Make a duplicate layer so you have a backup. Then, use the liquify tool and drag it into the direction you want the dispersion to flow. After that, mask the layer. Make sure you are editing inside the mask layer, not the object layer itself. Erase the entire mask first, so everything will become invisible. Now, you can paint the dispersed piece back in, using whatever brush or effect you like. You can use spray, droplet, splatter, smokes, or anything, and that's it. Dispersion effect done. Alright guys, that is for today's video. As always, I'm showing everything directly through the actual process. Since I'm working on the webtoon at the same time anyway, next time we'll probably jump into something a little bit lighter. Maybe how to create a cute scenes. If you want to check out the earlier step, you can click on the link video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.